With Total Drama Island returning with 2 new seasons that will begin presumably sometime this year, I've been hopeful with a grain of salt. And the grain of salt mainly comes from the worry that these new seasons will be on the same level, if not worse quality, than Total Drama Pahkitew Island. To me, Pahkitew Island is the undisputed worst season of the Total Drama competition series. I'm not counting Drama Rama here, since that show changed the formula completely. I briefly went over my thoughts on why Pahkitew felt weak in my fall Total Drama video, but I wanted to make a separate video going more in depth talking about my big issues with Pahkitew. Total Drama Pahkitew Island aired on July 7th, 2014 and was considered to be the second half of season 5 of the Total Drama franchise, with All Stars being the first half. Not sure why it wasn't just called season 6, since Revenge of the Island had 13 episodes and that was considered season 4 by itself. Regardless, it was just another 13 episode season with a completely never before seen group of contestants. Just like the original Total Drama Island, Pahkitew does a solid job when it comes to the character introductions. Before the contestants even met Chris properly, we were able to get a good idea of these characters' personalities / what kind of stereotype they were based off of from their conversations that they had with other contestants and their designs as well. This was something I very much appreciated in the original Total Drama Island as well as Revenge of the Island. They know how to properly introduce their characters. The issue with Pahkitew, however, is the vast majority of the cast is unlikable. Like, really unlikable. There's Beardo, a guy who's too shy to properly talk to people, so he communicates through cartoony sound effects. I get the character is supposed to be comedic relief with the sound effects, but I just didn't find him very funny. You know, these types of sound effects can be funny in the proper setting / context. There's a right time and place to use these kinds of noises for comedic effect. Having an entire character revolve around those sounds just felt a little excessive. I wasn't a fan. In a way, he felt like a dumber / more useless version of B from Revenge of the Island. B didn't talk, but at least he was a genius. This guy didn't do squat. Hence why he got booted in the first episode. Next, we got Leonard the LARPer. Having a dork character is one thing. Having a dork character that isn't able to separate fantasy from reality the entire time he's on screen is just a whole different level of cringe. This guy actually thinks he's a wizard that can do magic. Wears a whole wizard costume with a fake beard and everything. What's worse is that before he got voted out, his teammates would encourage this stupid behavior instead of giving him a reality check, which could have made him more useful. Nah, that's too much work, I guess. Even though Harold was a dork, very similar to Napoleon Dynamite, he wasn't a carbon copy of the film character. You know, he developed his own personality, knew how to make friends, and work together with other people who had trouble working with others, like Heather. Leonard was mega clueless. Booting him second was well-deserved.
Pig-ass, levitate-ass, this instant-ass.
Next, there's the twins, Amy and Sammy, or Amy and Sammy. They followed the good twin, evil twin trope. Sammy was a solid character in my opinion. Although her screen time was sort of short-lived, seeing her come out of her shell thanks to Jasmine's help, she was able to get Amy booted instead of her. You know, it was some nice little development. Amy was a really annoying character though. Due to her naturally hateful / selfish nature, she had the potential to be a more significant threat than she actually was. But she was hyper-focused on pushing Sammy around more so than playing the game to her own advantage like a lot of other Total Drama antagonists were known to do. At the same time though, if she didn't act this way, then Sammy likely would have been less interesting and or less likable than she ended up being, so it's whatever, I guess. Rodney was quite the idiot. When I first saw his design, I thought he was going to make it a lot further in the competition than he actually did. His love at first sight syndrome became his downfall. This guy legit fell in love with any girl on his team that talked to him in a friendly way. It was very strange. He was almost as delusional as Leonard because he thought these girls actually liked him the same way he liked them. His terrible lack of social awareness was what got him booted since he was afraid of hurting the feelings of the girls on his team. Then there's Ella, the Disney princess. She's got the hair of Snow White with Sleeping Beauty's dress. Ella is a perfect example of how the Total Drama stereotypes began to get a little too specific as well as unrealistic. I get it can be hard to give distinct personalities to so many different characters so they can stand out over the years, but a singing princess who can tame animals while they're singing, like that's, come on dude. I did feel bad for her at times though. Sugar constantly bullying her for stupid shit, you know, Dave rejecting her, Chris encouraging the bullying from Sugar. Girl couldn't catch a break. Topher was Chris's biggest fan. He wanted to be the host of Total Drama just like him. So much so that throughout his time on the show, he would try to one-up Chris, trying to make the producers think he'd gotten too old for the show. He even stole Chris's cell phone in an attempt to negotiate with the producers directly to become the new host. But in his last episode, it was revealed the person he talked to on the phone was actually Chris the whole time in disguise. He wasn't a horrible character per se, it just felt like other than trying to steal Chris's job, he served no other purpose. Like every time he was on screen, it was something about one-upping Chris / taking Chris's job. Similar to how the entire point of Amy was to just dogpile on Sammy for no reason. Dave. Where do I begin with you, sir? He started off fairly decent. He was, you know, the voice of reason for Team Muskwalk in the early episodes, not dealing with Beardo's antics or Leonard's reality disconnect. But once things started getting complicated between him and Sky, his character derailed to the nth degree. His obsession with Sky got so bad that he not only became useless in challenges, but eventually got himself voted out because he didn't have a chance with her. Look, I get it, dude. teen love / infatuation can be a very powerful thing. I've been there before, but it's $1 million fucking dollars, dude. I'd rather be financially set for a very, very long time than blatantly simp for a girl I met on a TV show. That even if it worked out, we'd probably have to do long distance. He was always uptight, but the uptight meter cracked up to 1,000 by the time he got booted. Ella liked him, yet he continued to television on Sky. It's just an absolute nightmare of a character, honestly. Scarlett was pretty cool at first until they decided to make her another Mal just to get booted in the same episode she had her big reveal. Initially, it was cool to see her natural evil natures come to light a little bit with the confessionals throughout the episodes. So why did she have to be just like Mal after she stopped holding back? She might have even been more comic booky evil wahaha than Mal was. She was over here threatening to blow up the entire island with everybody still on it if she didn't get the million. Max was all comedic relief with not a whole lot of comedy. I've seen a lot of people say if he does become a contestant on one of the new island seasons, he'll become an Ezekiel 2.0, getting booted instantly, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. Jasmine was another one of the few saving graces from the Pahkitew Island cast. I really liked how her relationship with Sean was handled. They both clearly liked each other from the get-go. The only thing standing in the way was Sean's zombie phobia. Thankfully, they were able to eventually work past the issue for the most part. Sean eventually realizing there's more important things to life than just preparing for the apocalypse. Her survival skills were incredible and she was super strong, making her somewhat of the de facto leader to Team Kino Sewak. She helped Sammy come out of her shell, just a very solid character. Now I'm going from solid to complete dog water. Sugar. Considered to be the overall main antagonist of Pahkitew, if you even want to call her that, Sugar was quite the revolting character. Her personality was supposed to be a reference of the child star Honey Boo Boo, a girl who competed in a reality pageant show called Toddlers and Tiaras and eventually got her own show, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. This girl got a lot of hate because she and her family had a very white trash trailer park personality. Sugar acted very similar, just in a more teenage fashion. She was incredibly gross, might have even been grosser than Owen. Not the most intelligent competitor either. You know, she had her manipulation moments, but other characters like Heather, Alejandro, and even Scott did a way better job at that than she did. A lot of the time, it felt like she made it as far as she did through dumb luck for plot development. Total Drama tends to have the main antagonists for every season come in at least 4th place or higher, so Sugar needed to meet that demand too. That's my theory anyway. Regardless, Sugar was without a doubt the worst main antagonist in all of Total Drama. Barely felt like a threat in the few times she tried to be one. It was still very hard to take her seriously because of who she was based off of. Sky wasn't terrible, I guess. I don't know, she felt kind of bland. Throughout her run, it was just a back and forth between focusing purely on winning the million or giving Dave a shot. Then it turned out Sky had a boyfriend back home the whole time. She was apparently going to break up with him soon, but Dave was sent off the deep end anyway, so it was too late. You know, he legit tried to kill Sky over that, actually, in the finale. Saved the best for last on this one. The overall saving grace of Total Drama Pahkitew Island. The main reason I was able to watch this season up until the finale. Sean was a treasure. Excellent survival skills, great teamwork, had great romantic development. The zombie character trait never felt annoying. A lot of the time it was actually quite funny. Plus this fear of the undead taking over made him a very fierce competitor. He knew how to fight for himself, had a wide variety of food knowledge, like what can poison you, stealth experience, and more. I think Sean winning the million was the right choice for the writers to make. Now that I've given all my thoughts on the contestants, let's talk about Chris for a bit. I mentioned before that Chris got progressively more insane as the Total Drama seasons went on. He was always a bit unhinged from the start, but from Revenge of the Island onward, it got really bad. Like, you need to be back in jail type of bad and give these kids a more sane host. He would make challenges more dangerous on the go out of boredom because he enjoyed watching others get hurt. For instance, he didn't even have proper housing for the contestants this season. Team Muskwalk was in a cave for most of the season, while Kino Sewak had to share a treehouse. They all had to find their own food too. Only sometimes would teams get pre-prepared meals, and that's if they won a challenge. However, in Pahkitew, he not only made the physical stuff really bad, like in Revenge of the Island and All-Stars, he started occasionally mentally abusing the contestants to cause tension on purpose. That annoyed me more than the physical stuff, I think. Like, when he brought Dave back to the finale on purpose by rigging the roulette, then telling Dave that Sky re-rolled because she didn't want to face him, and later in the same episode, he played Sean's confessional to cause strain between he and Jasmine again, and he plays Sky's audition tape to Dave revealing she had a boyfriend back home. Back then, he at least showed some concern for his contestants. You know, remember when Gwen came face to face with the real psycho with the chainsaw hook? He ran to the mess hall with everyone else to want her to get away. In Pahkitew, he wasn't even concerned when Scarlett almost blew up the island since he was in a helicopter out of the blast radius. 5 people could have perished there, dude. The challenges this season weren't very exciting either. It was a lot of how can we make this as dangerous as possible just for shock factor. Like when they carried newborn babies through a death trap obstacle course. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris or Chef kidnapped scrap those kits from their homes, to be honest with you. I would not put it past them. Anyone remember the challenge with the monkey coin? That one scene with Sugar? That still makes my stomach turn. Did that really need to be put in, dude? Even though I'm glad Sean won the finale, it wasn't a very exciting finale. It was more or less the same challenge from Total Drama Island, where they had to race around the island while going through dangerous terrain. The problem with this one is only Jasmine and Dave were brought back. Total Drama Island brought back all the contestants to cheer on the finalists / help them out. It felt more exciting with everyone there. So having Chris only bring back 2 contestants didn't give this finale that same hype factor. But Sean and Jazz got a happy ending, so there's that, I guess. All in all, Pahkitew Island was just a very mediocre season. If you loved the season, that's totally fine. I'd be curious to hear your reasoning as to why you may like it more than any of the other seasons. If there's anything you dislike about Pahkitew / things you think they could have done better that I didn't mention in this video, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. And let me know what you think of the new art that I got from my videos as well. I felt like I was a bit overdue for a rebrand because I'd been using the same banner, moving background, and commission for over 2 years now. I really like how everything came out though. Shout out to EX Dweller and Majin Mind for their work. Their social media will be in the description down below. Per usual, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye bye.